Selfish Sharks versus Vodacom Bulls, captain and coach.
Which I guess after a performance like last week, you're probably reasonably pleased that there aren't also a whole lot of injuries on top of it. I mean, I think it's just Diane that you've lost, so at least it's not like a double whammy.
No, definitely. We all know what happened last week, but we put it behind us and we focus on the Sharks now. I'm really excited for this game. I think we had a great week, and the players is excited too to go and show what we can do, really can do, because we all know that we're better than what we produced last week.
With the Warwick, obviously, didn't make it in time
No,
then?
no, sorry, he's not. We're still worried about him. He's I think another 2 weeks will be out, so that's why he's not selected.
But preparing for a game like this, do you almost go back 2-3 weeks ago when, with the match against the Sharks and look at those kind of mistakes that you made there, try and improve on those, or do you use this weekend's kind of match?
No, we look at this week, only this weekend. We look at what they did last week, what they did well. I mean, they really produced a good game against the Rebels, so we look at that and we focus more on what we can do well. We can do better than we did last week, and that was not difficult.
But just on that, I mean, I take it, just looking at your team, there must have been a couple of guys, well, more than a couple of guys that probably disappointed you in the way they played last week. How difficult was it? Is this a chance for them to prove themselves again? Or?
No, definitely. I mean, everybody knows the pressure is on, but we all know they're good players. I mean, they did it for 3 weeks. We had 3 good weeks against the African franchises, so I know what they can do, and they must show this weekend that they're still hungry to play for the Bulls.
Interesting, we don't see it a lot anymore. It used to be in your day, they used to happen quite a lot where players used to call each other out and things like that. I see Jacques Vermeulen there, and the Sharks yesterday saying they have a bone to pick with your pack, and they're still hurting from the last time. They want to climb into your pack. I take it you're expecting that sort of physical war when you get there?
No, definitely. I mean, they know that we can bring, and so we also know that they have a physical pack. Quite a few Springboks in the pack, so we're looking forward to a great battle up front.
Pote, Nick Easter verwys na die wedstryd vroeër hierdie maand, en hy klink redelik opportunisties as hy sê hulle gaan die bal beter oppas en dat hulle self eintlik 'n kans gegee het in hierdie game wat hulle laas gehad het op Loftus, dat hulle dit kan regmaak. Waarop is hulle bedag? Is daar goed wat hulle spesifiek op bedag is?
Nee, wat ek dink, hulle is 'n baie goeie rugby span. Ek meen, ons het hulle daai eerste helfte baie goed gespeel. Hulle het baie goed terugkom in die tweede helfte. So, en ek dink hulle het geleer daaruit, jy weet, so dit gaan moeilik gaan in Durban. Ek meen, as die bal gaan 'n bietjie nat is met die tyd daar, so ons verwag dit en ons verwag 'n groot aanslag van hulle, jy weet. Hulle het 'n goeie wen gehad, dis 'n tuiswedstryd vir hulle. So nee, wat ek dink net ons weet wat dit kom en ons is regtig goed voorberei.
Just the two changes of Eli and Ambrose coming in. Obviously, Ambrose looked good when he came onto the field, and Eli obviously just more specialist lock.
Yes, that's right. I mean, Eli and Amy and Ivan is both box, and we need to rotate them to keep them sharp. And I've still got Handré Pollard in the back of my mind. Also need some game time. Fortunately, they're going to play Boland that Paket Bert this weekend. All the guys are not in the mix. Eli is a specialist line-out forward, and that's why he's in, and we moved Handré to number 7.
Handré, I mean, obviously last week you said at length you guys were off your game, and then a couple of days on, have you guys figured out what went wrong, or why there was just a lack of energy and lack of intensity?
Yeah, it's not so you can't say okay this is the reason, you know. It's a few things, and if you just 5% off on everything against a quality side of the Chiefs, that's what's going to happen. They were desperate, and we lacked intensity, and that's just it in everything, in every department. So, I mean, we looked at it, but we put it behind us. You can't dwell on games like this for too long. There's 3 very tough physical games coming our way. We got to look forward and try to get another 3 out of 4 if possible in this next stretch of ours, because it's a tough time ahead, you know. Tour and all that stuff's coming, so we can't slip up too much here at home, or in South Africa rather, than put it that way, before you go on tour. But there's nothing specific. Boys' energy is much better this week. Training's been going great, so we just got to transfer onto the pitch. You know, you don't get lock points for training.
Handré, I presume playing a team like the Sharks, the intensity will just naturally be there, won't it? I mean, there's a big rivalry between you
Yeah, absolutely. And we actually had a chat about this on Monday. We said, South African derby, we should always be up for it, because it's like trials, World Cup. Yeah, I mean, what more do you want? But you also got to get yourself up for those overseas teams. And if you're not up for it, that's what's going to happen. What happened to us last week? So we'll be up for it definitely. We'll try and execute better and all the technical stuff. But if the boys are up for it, then it should be a good one.
Handré, jy sê julle het nou verlede week se nederlaag het julle agter julle gesit. Is daar nie 'n gevaar dat julle byvoorbeeld te veel konsentreer op hierdie local derbies, te veel energie insit en dan gebeur iets soos wat verlede naweek gebeur het?
Ja, ek dink ons sit te veel energie in dit in nie. Ons sit dieselfde energie deur die week in elke wedstryd in. Dit presies dieselfde op die stats is als dieselfde deur die week. Dan moet jy net Saterdag. Dis 'n mental ding, is 'n persoonlike ding. Jy moet daai switch maak in jou kop. En jy kan nie een naweek 100% reg wees en die volgende week 90% reg wees in Super Rugby nie. Daar is nie meer swak span nie. Dis wat dit is. So ons was 10% af van ons game af en dan vat jy 50. Dis Super Rugby.
Pote, there hasn't been a lot of time between the games, but do you think the Sharks will be different at all to what they brought up here? I mean, do you think they've changed things, learned things from that defeat?
I think so, and also they got a home game, so they will be really up for it. They as you say, they owe us one. They want to take us up front, so it's going to be interesting. But no, they will be ready. I know that. I know Rob de Pre, so they won't go away. They will come for us on Saturday.
They played very much a forward-based game against the Rebels anyway, and it seems that's what they've settled on.
No, definitely. No, we'll respect that.
Handré, is there any pressure on you guys, or rather from the coach on you guys, to perform this weekend because of last week?
There's pressure on us every week, No, like I said, it's you got to look at results and find confidence in results, or put more pressure now that you've lost. You got to trust your process, which we've got. We've got a great process, and we get confidence out of our prep in the week, and that's it. There's no extra pressure after a loss, after a win. It is what it is, and you got to pitch on Saturday. They do all the work in the week that they can. It's up to the players to pitch on Saturday. Simple as that.
The fact that you guys, Chris mentioned Thunderbolts is the week that you can have 3 Thunderbolts in a season where you're going to have these type of games. The fact that after you guys after Buenos Aires bounced back and managed to rectify it pretty quickly, does that also give you guys confidence?
Yeah, I mean we've done it in the past, and we just got to go and do it again. But it's not going to just happen because now all of a sudden we fired up because we lost last week and we got to bounce back. It's not going to happen like that. We got to be technically very, very good against a side like the Sharks, who's got a good kicking game, and up front we've mentioned it now a few times. They're going to come for us. So we'll try and bounce. We're not going to try. We'll give everything to bounce back and get back on the winning track. But like I said, it's process driven. Phase by phase, play by play. That's the way we think, and that's where we get our confidence from.
Just in bigger picture there, obviously it was the first New Zealand side you guys played. It's difficult to maybe say how your game plan must maybe adjust against New Zealand sides, but you guys must have taken some lessons out of that, just where you need, next time you meet a New Zealand side, the way your game plan has to alter a bit, I suppose.
No, definitely. If there's any soft moments they will punish you, and that's happened last week. You can't slip a tackle. You have to kick out if you have to kick out. You have to win the set piece battle, and we lacked that last weekend, and we learned from that. But as we said, we focus on the Sharks this weekend, and then we'll prep for the next one from next week.
Handré, last week you spoke about Damian McKenzie, and with him doing what he did, is there any specific Sharks player that stands out for you?
Let's not single out a player again, because clearly that doesn't go well for us. No, man, there's I think there's 6 Springboks in the Sharks backline, which is world class, and then they got a few really, really physical guys up front. So it's a quality side. There's nobody that's really stand out, which that makes them tricky, because you can't say let's just take this guy out of the game and they lose their shape or they lose their attacking ability. They've got a whole group of guys that's responsible for everything, so it's going to take a real team effort.
Pote, your front row has basically started every game, I think. Are you a little bit concerned about the workload on them? Niggles, that sort of thing. Obviously losing Diane doesn't help if you add 1 or 2.
No, definitely. they need game time. I think for Trevor and Liesel, they want to play for the Boks, so they need to be 100% fit and show the Springbok selectors that they're good enough. That's why I like to give them as much game time as possible. Yes, there can be injuries, but that's part of the game. So for me, they love to play, they love to be on the pitch, and make my job much easier.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thanks, guys.
Arigato.
Thank you.